Famke Janssen is very agreeable. Your local news is next.
Special Prosecutor Kenneth Starr turns over the goods on President Clinton. Starr says Congress might have enough evidence for an impeachment. We'll have a live report from Washington. Plus, you'll hear what your Northland neighbors think about this controversy.
The federal government follows through with its threat of a lawsuit against Mesaba Airlines. But Mesaba pilots say if they're forced to fly, their names will be as good as mud.
Plus, innocent until proven guilty. It's the cornerstone of the American criminal justice system. But where does that leave victims and their families? Tonight, Barbara Riles brings us a special report on victims' rights and wrongs.
Good evening, I'm Mark Mallory.
And I'm Michelle Lee. It's a night of peril for President Clinton.
Congress now has custody of the evidence Prosecutor Ken Starr has been gathering. And Starr has concluded there's evidence of possible impeachable offenses. Congress will now begin the process of trying to decide whether to hold impeachment hearings.
Now, Jim Hanchett from NBC has been covering this developing story tonight as Washington reacts to Starr's surprise delivery of that report. Jim, what can you tell us so far?
Good evening. Ken Starr's report is under armed guard here tonight. What's inside is still very much a mystery, but this much is certain. It is political dynamite. A historic moment. 2 van loads, 36 boxes of evidence that could ultimately drive the president from office. Delivered from Ken Starr's office to Congress.
The Office of Independent Counsel submitted a referral to the House of Representatives containing substantial and credible information that may constitute grounds for impeachment of the President of the United States.
Clinton lawyer David Kendall says the boxes only hold Starr's version of the story.
Allegations that we have been denied a chance to review. But we do know this: there is no basis for impeachment.
The president said nothing about the report at a Democratic Party fundraiser in Florida. He did ask for understanding.
I've tried to do a good job taking care of this country, even when I hadn't taken such good care of myself and my family, my obligations. I hope that you and others I have injured will forgive me for the mistakes I've made.
The next step belongs to the House of Representatives. Republican Henry Hyde promises any impeachment proceedings will be fair.
This is a lousy job, but somebody has to do it.
For now, Starr's report is sealed under lock and key as the lawmakers rush to define who gets to see it and when. And there are 2 key questions tonight. What's in the report and how strong is that evidence? We might know the answers to that as early as Friday, when Congress is expected to vote to make Ken Starr's conclusions public. Now, that's the story in Washington tonight. I'm Jim Hanchett. Now back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. Well, locally, response to the end to the Starr investigation is mixed.
Adam May brings us in touch with Northland reaction.
What do you mean by that? Well, I think they're making too big of a deal out of the whole thing. I think it's private business, and they need to leave them alone. And
meanwhile, Mashad's fiance has a good idea what's inside the evidence boxes.
There's 36 of them.
36 of them.
Wow, perjury.
Some say the president should resign.
A little drop in the water becomes big things and all, so I don't know. I just think that it's too late now. I thought he's done a good job as president, but as far as values go for the country, you can't be doing things like that.
It's a disgusting thing that he's done, and it's not just about sex. It's about lying. And the President of the United States should not be lying to his constituents.
But many others are lost in the complicated investigation, and they just wish it would come to an end.
I don't think anything that we should be concerned about. I don't think that we should know everything about his personal life.
While many people don't care what's inside the 36 secret boxes sent to Congress, the reality is that it could mean impeachment for President Clinton. Adam May, News 6.
Well, tune in to News 6 Sunrise for the very latest on the Starr Report. That'll be tomorrow morning. Turning now to the latest on the Northwest Airlines strike.
Now, the airline has canceled flights through Saturday. Mesaba and Express Airlines are still not in the air, but Mesaba says they've come up with a plan to resume service to small Midwestern cities like Duluth. Details of the plan are not yet available.
Meanwhile, the Department of Transportation is going forward with a lawsuit to make Mesaba follow through. But Mesaba pilots say if they fly those routes, they'd be jeopardizing their careers. They're worried the pilots union will label them as scabs.
We've made it very clear that that is considered struck routes. Those are routes that Northwest pilots should be flying if they weren't on strike. And we've asked Mesaba MEC, and they've agreed to not fly struck routes.
We don't want to put our pilots in a very, very difficult situation, so we've chosen not to do that. Now, that's what we've decided today not to do, but in time, if this drags on for an extended period of time, we're going to have to look at alternatives.
Now, President Clinton's right-hand man, Bruce Lindsay, remains in the Twin Cities tonight, trying to convince both sides in the strike to begin negotiating again. Sticking points include pay and job security for Northwest pilots. Governor Arnie Carlson and the North Dakota governor want to hold a conference call tomorrow with President Clinton.
A News 6 follow-up tonight on an Iron Range murder investigation. The Mesabi Daily News is reporting a North Dakota man is sentenced to 7 years in prison for the beating death of 52-year-old Donald Lloyd Baker. It happened outside Wink's Bar in Virginia last December. Everett Bauer pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter. Here's a preview of other stories making headlines with the Up North newspaper network. City councils in Two Harbors and Silver Bay approved 1999 tax levies. Get the details in Thursday's Lake County News Chronicle. Voters in School District 318 will decide this November whether to build a brand new middle school rather than remodel the existing one. Check out tomorrow's Grand Rapids Herald Review for details.
International music, colorful scenery, and folklore costumes will set the stage for this weekend's Ethnic Fest 98 in Walker. You'll see a preview of the festival in tomorrow's Pilot Independent. And health professionals and residents of Superior and Douglas County can learn more about the impact of diabetes on the immune system. For more details, check out Thursday afternoon's Daily Telegram. Well, we keep waiting for some rain, Mark.
But so far, no luck yet. It's getting pretty dry in the Northland. And George is here with first weather, George.
Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, I was out walking around in the yard, and it's no longer even a little crunchy. It's extremely crunchy. You try and stick a trowel in the garden, you don't have any luck. I'll tell you where they have all the rain. It's down to our south. Take a peek. This is Tropical Storm Francis doing its thing down there in the Gulf of Mexico. We had a report from an oil derrick earlier tonight of wind gusts to 83 miles an hour, although officially speaking, those winds are only officially clocked at 45, or at least sustained winds at 45. They always consider it to be a little bit higher in gusts. But as long as all the moisture, because we get most of our moisture down there from the Gulf of Mexico, is tied up in these tropical storms, frankly, folks, I don't think our chances for rain are really that good at all. When you're waking up and heading out tomorrow, it's going to be much milder than it has been the last couple of nights, or rather the last couple of mornings this week. 50s, few 40s up north instead of 30s. Those two fronts that you see out to the west, the warm front and the cold front, will try and tag team us, give us a slight chance of an overnight storm on Thursday into Friday morning. But once that's through, more high pressure, this time from the Pacific instead of from the north, and so our highs will be down there in the lower 70s. I don't think we'll get many complaints about the weekend weather, but we could use some more rain. Complete details on our prospects in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, George. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Well, Mark McGuire is on the road, but his fans are still dancing in the streets of St. Louis. Tom will be in with the latest on the home run horse race.
Plus, we hear about the rights of the accused, but what about the victims' rights? Many Northlanders are learning a hard lesson about our criminal justice system. Barbara Rylitz is next with that story.
Keeping you in touch with today's news with Michelle Lee, Mark Mallory, meteorologist George Kessler, Tom Hansen Sports, and special reports from Barbara Riles. You're watching News 6 at 10.
In the next 60 seconds, a multi-million-dollar Powerball jackpot could be yours. Hi, everybody. Mike Pace with you. That's right. America's biggest jackpot game is on the air. Tonight, an estimated $22.4 million. That's our grand prize. Don't forget the $100,000 prize. That's what these folks won. You could be next. 9 ways to win when you play Powerball. Good luck now. Here we go with 42, the first ball, followed by 46, and then number 12. There's 4 Powerball still to come, and number 19. Now, tonight's Powerball with better than $22 million on the line is number 9. And a quick review, 42, 46, 12, 4, and 19. And tonight's Powerball is number 9. Remember, if we don't give it away, that jackpot continues to grow until someone becomes a multimillionaire. Thanks for playing. Good night and good luck.
The new 1999 Arctic Cat snowmobiles are here. But you'd better hurry into your local dealer today before every last sled is... I said before every last sled is... gone. Get up to $300 in Cat Cash or low 9.95 financing.
The Sewing Trends 2000 Expo is set for September 18th and 19th on the campus of St. Scholastica. Be sure to come to the opening night reception, fashion show, and buffet. Classes and exhibitors will demonstrate needle arts by hand, fabric dyeing, and embroidery. And sewing techniques include try-a-serger, fast and easy turtlenecks, Polar Tech pullovers, and more. Local and nationally known instructors, including Mary Carollo from Aileen's Creative Living, will be on hand. Call 724-8781 and register today. Brought to you by these fine sponsors.
I think that the criminal has more rights than the victim does.
The murder of Paulette Sutherland's son was the beginning of a hard lesson for her and her family. They say the tragedy showed them how few rights victims have in a justice system designed to protect the accused.
Innocent until proven guilty. It's the American way, a justice system in which most of us take pride. Those accused of crimes, no matter how heinous, are protected under a system that guarantees many rights for the accused.
But what about the victims? Who guarantees their rights? So many say no one, and they say that in itself is a crime.
Tonight, in a special I-Team 6 report, Barbara Riles joins us now with a look at who's protecting the innocent.
The horrible beating and murder of 17-year-old Paul Antonich 2 years ago shocked and stunned the Northland. As the trials for those accused of their son's murder continue, Paul's parents, Mary and Larry Antonich, have become champions of victims' rights and brought the issue into the spotlight. But many advocates say there's a long way to go before victims are heard in a system designed to protect the guilty while ignoring the innocent.
He said, "Mom, you gotta listen, you gotta understand. He didn't take me from you, Mom. He only took my hand."
Life for Paulette Sutherland and her family will never be the same. On July 4th, 1996, Paulette's son, Sean Brady, was shot to death in his home.
I think about him continuously. I feel like a big part of me has been taken away.
On the evening of July 4th, Paulette was at home reading and listening to her scanner when she heard there'd been a shooting. The address was her son's house. She rushed over only to be pushed back by police.
They were very rude to me. All I wanted to do was go to my son's house. I just wanted some information about my son. And they basically told me, get the heck out of here.
That was the beginning of a hard lesson for Paulette Sutherland about victims' rights.
I think the victim should be given a little bit of consideration, compassion, more rights. The right to know what's going on and what's going to happen.
Prior to her son's murder, Paulette had had virtually no dealings with the justice system. She had to quickly learn on her own how the system works. While the accused, Mickey Bo McKeever, was carefully accorded all his rights within the law, Paulette struggled to understand and to be heard in a system that gives the victim little or no voice.
That victims often feel re-victimized by the system itself, by the way they're treated, by the communication or lack thereof, starting from law enforcement and going all the way through the process.
The American Constitution guarantees a criminal defendant many rights, including a speedy trial, to be informed every step of the way, to confront witnesses, and to have state-funded defense counsel. But victims are not mentioned in the Constitution, giving them no official status. Every year, innocent people like Paulette Sutherland are drawn into a world of violence and tragedy, crime and courts.
It ends up that they will be changed forever,
They will never be who they were before. They will develop into somebody different.
A defendant is guided through the system by his lawyer, often one paid for by the state. But victims are on their own, many times not even informed of hearings, plea bargains, or paroles. St. Louis County has a victim's advocate who helps the innocent through their ordeal, but he says as hard as he tries, the scales of justice are tipped in favor of the accused.
It doesn't seem fair when the Constitution gives complete protection to the accused, and then you wonder what kind of rights does the victim have. And the honest answer is not a great deal.
There is a pending constitutional amendment that promises some rights for victims of violent crime, but many say it stands little or no chance of passage. Some states, like Minnesota, already have some victims' rights on the books, but the laws include no penalties for violations. If a victim's rights are violated, they have no legal recourse. The same is true of the proposed constitutional amendment. Many say without teeth, the amendment is useless. Mark and Michelle?
All right, thank you very much, Barbara.
Now, tomorrow, Barbara, will continue our special I-Team 6 investigation with a look at how advocates are fighting for victims' rights.
Well, Tropical Storm Francis is whirling around in the Gulf of Mexico.
When we come back, George will let us know if any of that moisture will make it to the parched gardens of the Northland. Stay with us.
Black Bear Casino is going to heat up your summer with hot cash excitement. Hot, hot, hot. Every Saturday night through September, Black Bear will be giving away cash prizes totaling $15,000 to 15 winners. Hot, hot, hot. You can qualify any one of 7 ways for these terrific drawings. You must be present to win. Hot, hot, hot. Where's the coolest place to win incredible hot cash? You know where. Black Bear Casino, 20 minutes south of Duluth on I-35.
Cable, Clam Lake, Namakogon, Drummond, Grandview. Experience the beauty and solitude that is Northwest Wisconsin. Tucked away in the Chequamegon National Forest, these towns offer recreation and relaxation in all 4 seasons. The Get Hooked on Cable area fishing promotion continues through this fall, so pick up your free coupon book at all food and fuel stores. For the best in lodging, dining, and entertainment, call 1-800-533-7454 or log on to our website.
It only happens once a year, but Slumberland's store-wide Labor Day sale is almost history. For just a few more days, you'll find great bargains in every department. Bargains that will turn your house into a home for less. Like this velvety soft, beautifully tailored sofa with detailed braided trim, yours for just $4.99. Or this solid pine sleigh bed with sculptured metal detailing for an unbelievable $4.44. You've just got to see them. The final days are here, so don't miss Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale. It's one of a kind.
Do you ever lie awake at night, staring at the stars, wondering about garage doors and openers? Who invented them? Who's built and installed more than anyone? And who would you call if you needed one?
Get a life.
The genuine, the original, overhead door. What else do you need to know?
So glad we're having this time together.
Oh, to do something special for ourselves. No bosses, just 4 friends. Oh, yeah.
Nothing brings people together like Wendy's 99-cent chicken nuggets. 5 pieces of all white meat, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. Just one of the choices on our super value menu.
Just us enjoying our free time. That's right. Okay, that's it for me. I gotta go pick Chris up at the piano.
I'm dropping off Luke at soccer.
I'm going back to work.
We should do this again.
I'm free in 6 months.
Hey, have a nice day. Wendy's crispy chicken nuggets, just 99 cents every day.
George Kessler's weather is certified by the American Meteorological Society.
It's getting to the point where it's really getting hard to keep track of all of these tropical depressions.
So many of them.
They're quite
hurricanes.
frisky.
Yeah.
And they go hopping around.
We're already into the F's with Francis.
Don't ask me what the E one is, because I haven't looked it up recently. Oh, wait, it's Earl, Francis. Oh, is it Gustav this year? They rotate every 5 years. These names come around.
That's a peculiar name.
Now, Gustav, now there's the storm that sounds, assertive.
Oh, yeah.
And Francis isn't going to be?
I think Francis will attempt to assert itself, but it's Francis is in a playpen right now, and as long as Francis doesn't have an opportunity to linger there, we get it on shore. It'll mean heavy rain, but hopefully not high winds. So we'll have to keep our eyes on it. Earl got up to dittos, given that opportunity just to sit out there and wallow around. Oh well, more about Francis in a minute. First we'll talk about us. 72 for a high, 42 for a low, same low that we had yesterday, but we're quite a bit warmer in the afternoon. Current temperature is 56 degrees. It's pleasantly cool. Winds are out of the southeast today, just coming off the lake a little bit. Pressure is 30.01 and continues to fall. Numbers across the region. If you tuned in last night, you would have seen temperatures down in the lower 40s. For Ironwood now, it's in the middle 60s. 64 there, 66 in the cities. But this isn't anything. Our numbers are mild. Down to our south, it's 10 o'clock at night. It's about 10:10 at night. 80 degrees in Pierre, South Dakota. And there's that jet stream. It is so typical of these late season heat waves. You have jet dip in the east, or in the west, a jet dip in the east. Boy, I should pick my words more carefully. But look at this big 50s. Had fun making that. Most of the eastern third of the country is 60 degrees or cooler, which is outrageously unseasonable for them. We're used to some of those cooler temperatures, but down in the mountains of North Carolina, it was 30 degrees at the top of some of their mountains. Of course, they cheat a little bit. Those mountains are 6,600 feet tall. There's Francis, and I don't mean to disparage Francis in any way, but it doesn't look like much. A lot of clouds, but the circulation center is exposed. It's going to take a long time before Francis gets its act together. A little bit closer to home, we have some Pacific tropical moisture that's coming up and through the Intermountain region, being swept along by a cold front. It is not doing a whole lot tonight. You see 1 or 2 showers and storms right there in eastern Montana, a few early day storms right along the front range of the Rockies. We'll have to wait and see if enough of that moisture can come by and give us at least a little drink for the flowers tomorrow night. There Francis's rains. If that's one thing Francis can do, it's put down rain. They're expecting 4 to 6 inches of the wet stuff right along the Texas coast. For tomorrow, sunshine, a day similar to today in looks, but it's going to be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer. Those winds out of the southwest will be really scooping up the heat and importing it in our general direction. By Friday, the next front is through with, again, that slim chance of a storm. We better take the chance while we may. Appears to be the last one for at least 3 or 4 nights. Here's your forecast for tonight. Not as chilly. Most likely the upper 40s, those inland locations that have been so cool the last few nights. In town, though, 53 degrees. Thank you, Lake Superior. Then for tomorrow, getting warmer, especially during the afternoon. Look at those highs, around 80 degrees. That is a higher temperature than we'd normally expect in mid-July. You will notice the heat. Then for Friday, quite windy behind the front. Temperatures coming down a notch. An off chance of a storm early in the day around Ashland. Quick peek, the 5-day forecast again. Once the high pressure gets in here Saturday and Sunday, it'll be tough to notch it loose.
We need a good old-fashioned soaking, right?
We need a rainy day, which we really haven't had in a long time.
Okay. Thanks, George. Yep. Well, guess what?
What?
The home run king hit the road today.
Certainly. Tom Hansen has more on the chase for 63 when we come back.
It only happens once a year, but Slumberland's store-wide Labor Day sale is almost history. For just a few more days, you'll find great bargains in every department. Bargains that will turn your house into a home for less. Like this velvety soft, beautifully tailored sofa with detailed braided trim, yours for just $4.99. Or this solid pine sleigh bed with sculptured metal detailing for an unbelievable $4.44. You've just got to see them. The final days are here, so don't miss Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale. It's one of a kind.
At Sieben Grossen von Holtum, we believe in our slogan, if you've been hurt in an accident, know your rights. I grew up here and I've been practicing law for 15 years. To me, good law is building real trust. It's helping people understand what they're up against. For example, I can help you plan for future medical expenses you may not have considered. You know, I love my job because we work for the little guy. If you've been injured, call me and know your rights. That says it all.
Humongous. You could put a saddle on it.
Taco John's El Grande tacos and burritos.
You better come home. Whoa.
It's Conan's 5th anniversary special and it's in prime time, so we've been asked to behave appropriately. Yeah, right. It's all the glamour and sophistication of late night, but now it's on when people are actually awake. For me to poop on! Conan's 5th anniversary prime time special, Wednesday, September 16th. And if we go down, we're taking the whole network with us.
Get a beautiful bath with big savings at Menards. Corner shower ensembles from American Shower and Bath add style and elegance. A chrome neo-angle or square shower is just $259 each. Give your floors lasting beauty with style bright vinyl flooring from Tarkett. With a tough no-wax surface, cover a 10 by 12-foot room for less than $82. Give your home a new look with savings from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If you never have enough money, it's time for you to change.
You want to cry the day all the bills come. It's like, oh, what did I do?
Set yourself free from debt.
Arena has gone from making $25,000 a year to $100,000.
It's the only way to solve your money troubles.
I've seen thousands and thousands of people go from not having to having.
Change your life, TV.
I have more money than I'll ever need.
Next Oprah.
Tomorrow at 4 on News 6.
Well, do we dare say that the magic is over tonight? Huh?
Yeah, 62-hit wonder. Now it's all over, huh?
The guy didn't sleep yesterday. He didn't sleep.
Yeah, he didn't get any sleep, did he?
He's got to go to bed one of these
He's
nights.
entitled to have an off night, I guess.
Mark McGwire didn't sleep last night. He was more than a little tired today. He thought about not playing after making history last night, but when he found out that Cincinnati had sold out the two-game series with the Cardinals, Big Mac said he'd play. So the chase for 63 was on tonight in Cincy. More than 51,000 fans on hand, the largest non-opening day crowd in team history. He had to step back from the plate in the first inning a couple times to recognize the fans and the photographers on hand. Top of the first, McGwire gets a standing ovation, then grounds to third base in his first at-bat. Later, he would fly out to left field. History was made in this game. It wasn't McGwire, it was this guy, J.D. Drew. He started the season in Duluth, Minnesota in the Northern League for the St. Paul Saints. This is the 8th inning. He is still waiting for his first major league hit. He's 0 for 3 at this point. Here comes the pitch in the 8th. Goodbye. 430 feet. His first major league home run. Cincinnati wins this game by a score of 6-3. So the total on the home run board remains the same. 62 for McGwire. Throw in one there for Drew. Sosa went homerless in a 4-2 win over Pittsburgh. Other National League action tonight, the Brewers were in Houston to face the Astros. Top of the first, before the fans could even sit down, Dave Nielsen, a 2-out solo home run, his 12th of the year to left center field off Jose Lima, his 51st RBI of the year. 1-0 Brewers. Bottom of the first, the Astros rally. Jeff Bagwell, a 1-out double off the left field wall, off Steve Woodard. Scores Craig Biggio, his 100th RBI of the year. That ties the game at 1. Next batter, Moises Alou. He singles to right field off Woodard. That would score Derek Bell, his 121st RBI. The Astros go on to tag the Brewers here 6-2. Lima with the win. He's now 15-7, 7-0 lifetime versus the Brewers. Twins designated hitter Paul Molitor has declined an offer from ESPN to serve as an analyst for the baseball playoffs this fall. He declined, saying it would have been a distraction while he recovers from the season and decides what his future will be. Molitor is expected to retire after the year, but he won't decide for certain until the fall or the winter. The Twins are in Anaheim to face the Angels. Anaheim called up Webster, Wisconsin's Jared Washburn, and he did not start. Frankie Rodriguez started for TK. Last night, the Twins won 5-0. The Twins lead this one 2-0 in the second. The college athletics season is off and running, and so is Jim Dadka, the St. Scholastica men's basketball coach. He added the duties of athletic director during the summer and said he only accepted the job because of the staff that's already in place.
And I think that's one of the big reasons that I finally said I would take the job. You know, I'm a big believer in that it's the people that make everything happen, and we have great coaches here. And it makes it so much easier on myself that you know the paperwork's going to be done, and you know the rules are going to be followed, and you know they're going to put a great product out on the field. So it makes my job 100% easier from that aspect. You know, we're trying to do a lot of upgrades and a lot of changes in a short amount of time, which makes it tough. But we're excited. We have great numbers in all our fall sports. Women's soccer and men's soccer, they're carrying the most athletes they've had ever here, and I know our volleyball team is carrying 16 players, so we're real excited about the fall.
Speaking of the volleyball team, the Saints hosted UWS in a crosstown battle tonight. These two teams split their series a year ago. UWS on the attack, Marissa Mayer with the bump to Katie Hafferbecker, and the kill goes to Jackets' Jackie Descari of Grand Marais. Point for UWS. Later for the Saints, Alyssa Sipilov-Cook with the spike. Mayer got a piece of it for UWS, but it deflected out of bounds. Point for the Saints. Plenty of strategy in this one. Alina Craig would get her first coaching victory at CSS. Dana Moore and the Saints lost to UWS 3-1 with the win. The Jackets are now 4-2 on the year. In notes, Michael Jordan's agent says Jordan wants to return to the Chicago Bulls, but only in the right situation. Michelle, you were commenting about the grounds crew should maybe have kept the ball last night for collector's purposes. You got a trip to Disney World today.
All right.
All expenses paid for the rest of his life.
Yeah, every day for the rest of his life. It's Disneyland. Okay, thanks a lot. Well, chili cook-off time is coming up. We're going to tell you when and where when we come back.
Looking for more choices at breakfast? Now, McDonald's Breakfast Extra Value Meals start at just $1.99. There are 4 sandwiches to choose from. Egg McMuffin, Sausage McMuffin with egg, Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit, and Sausage Biscuit with egg. Try one in an extra value meal starting at just $1.99. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Bob, you're restocking housewares. Surely you're on register 8, you in the yellow. You know what to do.
We're rolling back prices all over the store to save you even more. Always low prices, always Walmart.
Get your taste buds ready, Northland. The 7th annual Chili Cook-Off Kickoff is this Thursday. Presented by the United Way of Greater Duluth, the Chili Cook-Off will feature over 40 different styles and temperatures of chili. While enjoying the food, you can view antique cars, win prizes, and groove to the music of the Los Lutefisk Amigos. Suggested donations are $5 for adults, $3 for children, or $15 for the whole family. Support a great cause while eating great chili. The 7th annual Chili Cook-Off Kickoff at Bayfront Park, Thursday, September 10th, sponsored by these fine businesses.
Tonight, Jay's all new with Magic Johnson, Famke Janssen, and Natalie Imbruglia. And this just in.
Fire is what caused the blaze of a restaurant.
Then Conan's got Sarah Michelle Gellar tonight.
Whether you like chili smooth and mild or hot and spicy, Bayfront Park is the place to be tomorrow.
The 7th annual United Way Chili Cook-Off serves as the kickoff for the United Way of Greater Duluth's fundraising campaign. The cook-off features 40 different types of chili with judging in categories like hottest yet edible, most unusual, and people's choice. The event will run from 5 till 7. Suggested donations are $3 for kids, $5 for adults, and $15 for families. Our own Pat Wilmers will be cooking up his famous 5-alarm chili, or whatever he's calling it this year.
Yeah, I'll be there along with George and Keith Marler, watching the weather perhaps, and of course sampling all the
It's going to be
chili.
hot, and we're going to be full of Pat's infamous chili.
Hot in more ways than one.
Yeah, it's going to be a very hot afternoon. Yeah. Take a look, though, when you're waking up tomorrow, it will be much warmer than it has been earlier this week. Temperatures upper 40s in the north and in the west. Looks like some lower 50s near the lake. A quick peek ahead will show temperatures. They're the overnight lows, but for tomorrow afternoon, high around 80. Chili will not be the only thing that's hot in the Twin Ports.
Thanks, George. Thanks for staying in touch with us tonight.
Jay Leno's up next with basketball superstar Magic Johnson.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, located in the heart of downtown Duluth.
When is the last time you were truly moved and your heart rate accelerated? Well, prepare to be swept away by incredible lease deals on 98 Lincoln vehicles at the Luxury in Motion sales event. For just $498 a month for 33 months, get your choice of the newly restyled front-wheel drive Lincoln Continental or the dramatically redesigned spacious Lincoln Town Car. So get a 98 for $498 at your Lincoln dealer now during the Luxury in Motion sales event. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Mountain Dew, a smooth, one-of-a-kind blend of citrus flavors. Mountain Dew quenches your thirst like no other. One taste and you'll agree, It's Dew-rific.
Drink Mountain Dew and you'll discover what's inside quenches like no other. A blend of citrus just for you, so smooth it goes down easy too.
Neato.
That's a classic.
So glad we're having this time together.
Oh, to do something special for ourselves. No bosses, just 4 friends. Oh, yeah.
Nothing brings people together like Wendy's 99-cent chicken nuggets. 5 pieces of all white meat, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. Just one of the choices on our super value menu.
Just us enjoying our free time.
That's right. Okay, that's it for me. I gotta go pick Chris up the piano.
Drop off Luke at soccer. I'm going back to work.
We should do this again.
I'm free in 6 months.
Have a nice day. Wendy's crispy chicken nuggets, just 99 cents every day.
4 Emmy nominations for Jay and Conan. NBC really is the late-night leader.
From the NBC studios in Burbank, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Featuring Kevin Eubanks and The Tonight Show Band. And me, I'm Ed Hall. Tonight, Jay welcomes Irvin Magic Johnson. From the new movie Rounders, actress Famke Janssen. And the music of Natalie Imbruglia. And now, Jay.